Good morning, ladies. My name is Angélique and I'm one of the Look Fabulous Forever brand ambassadors. And I will be demonstrating to you this morning how I apply my base makeup after having done my cleansing process, which I have just completed. So first of all, I will remove my glasses and just tie back my hair so that is out of the way. And I begin with the Look Fabulous Forever Eye Primer. And just a tiny touch. I tend to use my finger to begin with. And just a little bit on either eye. And I tend to use my finger to apply it initially. And will then use the concealer brush just to blend it. And forgive me if I look away every now and then, but with no glasses, I certainly need the mirror to see what I am doing. So having done my eye prime, I then use the face prime, which is the perfect base for creating a very smooth finish for your foundation. And again, not a great deal is necessary. I will put a couple of pumps on the back of my hand, which I will then distribute and smooth over my face. It's a lovely feel. It feels so silky as you apply it, and creates the perfect base for the foundation to be applied smoothly and evenly. And leave it for a few seconds just to settle. The next thing I will use is my foundation, and I use foundation number 2 for both the foundation and number 2 also for the concealer. It's the colour that works perfectly with my skin tone. So again, the same would apply. Just a couple of pumps is all that is necessary. Sometimes in the summer, what I would do is have half of the foundation and half of the lighter foundation for a lighter cover for the summer months. But I have quite a number of sunspots and blemishes, and I find the foundation is just a wonderful way to smooth over and conceal a lot of the unevenness in my skin. I apply the foundation with the foundation brush. I tend to hold it quite close to the end like that, which allows me to buff the foundation in quite evenly. And I will make a start and sort of brush and buff it in evenly. And I'm just going to look away again for a second just to see what I am doing. Give it some time to settle. It's worth spending just a little bit of time to buff it and get it in to the skin quite evenly without any lines or obvious signs of the blusher sitting on the skin. Now, it's probably not necessary, but I tend to just use my fingers just to smooth it. As I say, it probably isn't necessary, but it just feels good. Smooth the foundation, and then for the final bit, I use a concealer brush. I have so many of these brushes. They are absolutely fantastic in so many different ways. And I tend to just buff a little bit around my nose area where I find the foundation brush doesn't quite reach. And this is just a brilliant way, a little bit in the old wrinkles, just to smooth it a little bit. And I find that really just provides a very good finish. I will just go over again my eye with the eye area where I've put on the primer on my eyes, and that I think is then leaves my skin with a very smooth foundation and ready, of course, for the blusher. I use the peach blush, and because I use it so often, I have the large peach blush. It's just, I think, just a wonderful product to apply. I like the creaminess of it, and the colour is just superb for my skin tone. So I use my ring finger, just apply a little bit on my ring finger, and then start sort of on the cheek and just sweep the blusher up towards the hairline. And again, the same for the other side, on the cheek, and then work it, smooth it towards the hairline. And I shall just have a peek in the mirror just to make sure that it's even. To ensure that there are no definite lines, I use the blusher brush just to go over it a little bit and smooth it in, so that there's not definite blotches of blusher, but that it's blended nicely. Following the blusher, I then use my concealer, and as I say, I use concealer number 2. I tend to use the very fine lip brush, just purely because I find I can target the areas that I want to conceal. Now, as I mentioned, I have a number of sunspots, so I dab a little bit on the area and just use my finger to tap it in a little bit. Just a touch, dab it and dab it with your finger. Just the warmth of the finger helps to smooth it. And I actually put a little bit in some of my wrinkles just to smooth it and just to soften it a little bit. You may feel it's not appropriate for you, but I find it works quite well. And then finally, I apply the face powder, which is just a wonderful translucent face powder, and I think it just gives that final finish to your foundation. So again, I tend to use the blusher brush, put some on the brush, and then just smooth it, particularly over the skin, over the cheeks, and I will explain why particularly there, but just all over, it just leaves a wonderful finish. My final product for the foundation and for the base of my makeup is that of the bronzer, and particularly in the summer months, just to give that little bit of extra warmth. Again, I will use the blusher brush, and the reason I apply that last is if you haven't got the powder, the translucent powder over it, it can drag the bronzer and make it uneven. So the translucent powder just gives a nice cover with which to then, I put just a little bit for a bit of extra colour and warmth in the summer months on my cheeks. A little bit across the nose. If you have your hair swept away, you can apply a little bit on the forehead, but because my hair covers my forehead, it's not necessary. I tend to put a little bit under my chin and just a little bit everywhere where the sun is likely to give your face a kiss. And that, ladies, is my foundation, a makeup, and I shall continue to apply the rest of my makeup and provide you with a photograph of the hopefully finished article. Now, I wonder what is your favourite products for your foundation makeup. Which ones do you feel you can't be without? I love the concealer. To be quite honest, I wouldn't do with any of the foundation products. They work so well together to give a very smooth, flawless finish to your skin before applying the rest of the eye makeup, etc. So if you found that useful, please do like, please add your own comments and possibly any questions that we could possibly help you with. Maybe some of the products you're not quite sure how to apply, and it would be useful to post a comment or a question below. I hope that has been of use and look forward to seeing you. Thank you for watching.